proceed.
All right. As we begin the official meeting of the City of Starke City Commission, there will be a time of voluntary prayer and the pledge. Those willing to do so are asked to stand. And Commissioner Nugent will lead us in prayer.
Lord, please bless our meeting for the betterment of the city and the meeting be beneficial to all citizens. Amen.
Allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you for that, Commissioner Nugent. We're going to have roll call. Commissioner Overstreet.
Did you say Mr. or Ms.?
He said Commissioner over.
Oh, Ms.
Present.
I'm present.
Yes, she is.
Commissioner Milner.
Present, sir.
Commissioner Nugent here. And I'm obviously here. And Commissioner Mortimer is not here this evening. Mr. Mullins, present. Our city attorney, present. Our city clerk, Ms. Thompson, is present. All right. Do we have any changes to the agenda? Okay. Do we have a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved, Mr. Mayor.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Milner, seconded by Commissioner Nugent. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. Consent agenda.
Mr. Mayor, I reviewed the bills in the absence of Commissioner Mortimer, and as a result, I would move the consent agenda as published, assuming there's no changes.
Okay, we have a motion by Commissioner Milner. Do we have a second?
I'll second.
Okay, second by Commissioner Nugent. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion passes 4-0. Do we have any emergency items?
No.
All right. Citizen request. The City of Starke welcomes you to this meeting. This time is set aside for our citizens and general public to address the City Commission. This is not a question or answer time. It is not a political forum, nor is it a time for personal accusations or derogatory remarks to or about city personnel. If you would like to address the commission, please complete a form, come to the podium when you are called, speak into the microphone and state your name and address for the record. Please also limit your comments to not more than 3 minutes. Your participation is welcome. I don't have any forms up here. New business. Excuse me. New business. Christmas holiday. Mr. Mullins, you want to tee that up?
Good, or Clerk Thompson, would you want to?
Ms. Thompson?
Yes, sir. We will be having a annual Christmas lunch on December 22nd, and we would like to ask that you guys allow the staff to leave after that, and then we have 2 days for Christmas holiday and to grant one more day as Black Friday, so that they're not coming back to work on Friday.
Okay, so for some reason I had,
December 26th.
oh, I had the 23rd as the lunch.
It is.
Did it?
It is, I'm sorry, did I say the 22nd?
Okay.
I'm
That's
not
what I was
looking
just
at the
looking
calendar.
at.
I'm so sorry.
Thank you.
I was thinking that it
So,
was,
yeah,
the lunch will be Tuesday, and
gotcha.
we will leave, close up afterwards by 2 o'clock. And then, we get 2 days at Christmas, so it's generally Christmas Eve and Christmas.
Okay.
But I'm asking you to please give everybody an extra day,
Okay.
and so that the 26th, we would not come back.
All right, what's the pleasure of the commission, Ms. Overstreet?
Sounds like a fun day to me.
Only thing I have on it is, I have no problem with it, but I don't know how our figure down there, all the leaves adjust, how the leaf lays out the way you got it.
We're good.
We're
Will we
good.
be okay? Okay, thank God.
And then we're good for the following week too, or how did that play out last year?
As far as,
Didn't we have something last year?
That
Did
you
we
would
do just
have-
the one extra day, or did we have something
the one extra
after New
day,
Year's?
we did not do anything after New Year's because of the day it fell.
Right.
This year's, again, the Thursday is New Year's Day, and then Friday is the second. So,
One question, your coverage, if you're gonna do another day, you still gonna have staff covering?
We're good.
That?
Yes. And reading and meters and all of that will be,
Okay, cutoffs and,
yeah, none of them will be.
we will not be cutting.
okay.
So,
All right.
just acquiesce?
No, we need to make a motion.
All right, based upon the recommendation of the city clerk and city manager, I would recommend that, after the Christmas annual employee appreciation luncheon on the 23rd, employees will be relieved of duty and not have to report back until Monday, December 29th.
Okay.
I'll-
We have a motion by Commissioner Milner, a second by Commissioner Overstreet. Is there any further discussion?
If anybody's called out, Drew has to come with them.
Hearing none, all those in favor say aye. Aye. Motion passes 4-0. All right, old business, charter review.
Yes, sir, our first meeting will be on December 16th at 4:30. All,
And we have council on tap.
yes, council will be here, and we have our charter that will have received, and we have 3 other templates. So I will get with everybody, we kind of have a wish list,
Okay.
so to speak, of where we're going to try to go and what we're, aiming for. And we will have an agenda printed for that one for you.
And all of our committee members were.
Yes, sir,
Okay with that?
on board.
Okay.
That's the date and time again.
Sure, it's December 16th at 4:30 here in the commission room.
May I, Mr. Mayor?
Yes, sir.
And now, Chrissy, we're publicizing it. this
Yes,
week.
sir.
Okay.
And anybody is
they're all
welcome
in
to come,
sunshine.
for sure, we're sunshine.
I don't intend to attend, but I just want to make sure
Yes,
we
sir.
can get them all advertised. as public
Yes,
meeting.
sir.
Thank you.
Any further questions or comments for staff? No, Mr. Thompson?
And of course, both of us will be heavily involved in the entire process.
All right, any other old business?
I have none.
We have no public hearings listed. We have no quasi judicial hearings listed. That leads us to number 8, city manager report.
Yeah, the first thing on the agenda, I've got is the impact fee presentation. Ask IC engineering to come up and give the presentation to you. And you all should have that in the packet that looked over this past weekend.
Number 8.
And this has been a very lengthy process, not because of any time constraints, just because it is a massive undertaking. I just want to make sure that that's made aware of, and I think the guys did a good job.
Yes, sir. How are you, sir?
Good, sir. Evening, Mayor, Commissioners, staff, members of the public. Chris Bremo with Infrastructure Consulting and Engineering. With me is also Michael Schofield, Infrastructure Consulting and Engineering. Michael is a technical arm behind this. Our offices are at 5550 West Idlewild Avenue, Tampa, Florida. Run through this impact fee update. You should have the final report before you that was presented. So I'll try to be as brief and concise with this as possible so I don't rehash a lot of the stuff. This impact fee deals with road improvements, fire rescue, parks, public buildings, water, and wastewater. The public safety police was removed from this because that is now being done by the county. So you couldn't double dip in with having the city do public safety impact fees and have the county do it as well. So we separated that out. New to this, which we did not have before, is water and wastewater. Previously, and you'll see that in the slides that are coming up, what you did have previously were connection fees. So you had, and there were very minimal connection fees. I think there was like $215 connection fees on the residential side and $315 connection fees, which were connection fees and meter connection fees on the commercial side. So that's going to be, that'll be a major difference between the pricing when you see what the numbers look like. The road improvement costs were calculated at cost per road capacity mile and vehicle miles traveled by land use, and that was all detailed out in the report. Fire rescue, parks, and public buildings were costs for functional population. Functional population is your resident population plus your transient population in and out of the city, your workers, people that come in and out on a daily basis. And functional population based on the length as well. That's how those are calculated out. Water, wastewater was the cost of additional capacity and the estimated future equivalent residential units. Now, the ERCs are defined in your code, so that's how that is broken out, and you'll see that in calculations when we do some examples for commercial. We have 2 examples for the commercial. We have a fast food restaurant and we have a grocery store. So, single-family residential under the new proposed impact fee. Now, for those who may not know, Stark has a moratorium that has been in place for about 10 years. So between 2016 when the moratorium was put in place and it's now 2025, almost 2026, you've had an increase in costs. Cost of materials has gone up, costs of improvements have gone up considerably over the years. We've seen that in the construction industry, especially in roadways and in water sewer development. So you will see that differential when you look at the comparison of costs. So for using a single-family residential, road improvement costs under the 2025 are $59.94, fire rescue $300, parks $10.29, public buildings $335, and the new components, water and wastewater, come out to $65.79. So the total for a single-family residential under the new fee, proposed new fee, not the new fee, would be $14,237 for a single-family residential. So that's the maximum high end, and I'll explain that as we go through a little bit. Under the existing 2016, same calculations, but the road, fire, parks, and public buildings are $59.89, and as I indicated, water and wastewater were connection fees, not an actual impact fee, so those were only $215. So the total was $62.04 under your existing fees that are on a moratorium. Similarly, multifamily residential, road, fire, parks, and public buildings. For a unit, those were $55.97 under the proposed fee. Water and sewer, similar, using the same ERCs, comes to $65.79 for a total of $12,176 for a multifamily unit under the proposed. Under your existing fee, that total was $4,910. Once again, it's $46.95 for road, fire, parks, and public buildings. You didn't have a water, wastewater fee, it was just a connection charge, a $215 connection charge. So that was $49.10. Under the fast food restaurant.
I'm sorry, just like Chris.
Yes, sir.
That's per unit.
Per unit,
So if
correct.
they're building a 50-unit apartment complex, it would be 50 times that.
Correct.
Thank you.
No, just a moment. It's gonna depend on the number of ERCs. So if you have a, say, townhome where you're gonna have, say, a meter for every unit, that's gonna have a single ERC for each dwelling unit.
Okay.
You have an apartment where they may all be on a single meter, and it's gonna depend on that development, how many ERCs is gonna be generated based on their water consumption.
Correct.
So if they were on a master meter,
Correct.
that would be a different
Yes, sir.
charge than a
They,
individual.
when the development comes in, they would have to provide an impact statement to the city saying, this is what our water, wastewater consumption is going to be, this is what our ERCs are going to be based on that gallonage that is in your code. So that's what our consumption is, and that's how they would factor in the ERCs for that master unit for that, as opposed to the individual meters for townhomes.
Okay, okay.
Yes, for you. On your breakdown, what we did before, we only charged 25, when you did do impact fees, when you did 25% of what we could have done.
Correct.
But the library, we also did funding for library stuff we had to include too, but you're not including that in your numbers, I don't think. But also, any resident that became part of the city, was outside city limits, we did additional, did like a similar impact fee where we charged them for connection fee if they wanted to become, and also they had it next to the city, am I correct, Jerry?
That was before me.
Yeah, so,
So you had a service area fee? for
yeah, if they
outside?
wanted, they had the next in, because they're outside the city, they
Right.
charged, and we also had it next into the city to get the services. So I don't know how I don't know how it's gonna affect your calculations or anything like that.
That wouldn't be applicable if it's not a new building.
Correct.
Yeah, this is only for new.
That's what I'm talking about, some
Yeah.
of them were new, like even, we had some new ones, like, businesses, like Badcock came in under that time frame. So I'm just curious about the breakdown, 'cause I know like library was included before when we did it, but so the new part's not gonna have them issues in it, correct?
Well, the public buildings would be calculated in.
That'd be a county building, Bradford County Library, it's in the city, but it's a
Right.
county library.
If I'm not mistaken, this is just what I think, told a few months ago, is that at the time, I think we were paying some towards the library, but we are no longer.
On the graph, we did, yeah, had a breakdown graph.
So we're no longer doing that, so therefore.
That's not
we're
applicable,
Yeah.
though. So
Yeah, I just
let's let
wanted-
him continue to progress
that
through
was-
his
I
presentation, so
agree,
we don't
but-
get in the weeds.
My question was just on the numbers, so that's a good answer.
So next one is a fast food restaurant. We just picked 4 examples for the presentation. Fast food restaurant, road improvement, fire rescue parks, public buildings. There are no park fees for commercial buildings or commercial uses, so you'll see a $0 amount for parks. But road improvement is $11,868, fire rescue is $1285, public buildings $1431. Now, that is a base fee. For fast food restaurants, a conservative size of average fast food restaurant is about 3,000 square feet. So that 14,584 is per 1,000 square feet. And it's the same basic calculation that was in your original code. So for, let's say, a 3,000 square foot fast food restaurant, that total fee for those items would be $43,752. And now, if you add in the new water and sewer, it would be $65.79 per the ERC, for one ERC. And a fast food restaurant is estimated, a 3,000 square foot fast food restaurant is estimated to be an average of 5 ERCs. So that's what it equates out. Their water usage is about equivalent to 5 ERCs. So it would, the total for a fast food restaurant on the proposed would be $76,647. On your existing, it was $29,718. I'm sorry.
Thank you. We're having a hard time catching you on the recording. Thank you.
The last one, last example is grocery store. Road improvements, $68.84, fire rescue, $420, once again, 0 for parks. Public buildings, $467, for a total of $771. Average grocery store runs between 30 and 40,000 square feet, so we picked a 30,000 square foot grocery store. So it would be $233,130 for, under the current fee structure that we propose, with water and sewer being the same, $65.79 per ERC, and grocery store runs about an average of 30,000 square foot grocery store averages about 7 ERCs. So that would be an additional $46,000, which is a new fee because you didn't have the water, wastewater before. So the total fee under the current proposal would be $279,183. Under your existing code, under the one that's under moratorium, it would be $171,343, using the same square footages, but with the numbers that you had in your existing code. Once again, the $315 for water, wastewater was simply a connection charge, not an actual impact fee.
Okay.
What I have done, and you can have, what I did was, which you didn't have before, to make it a little bit easier, is just a summary sheet of the 4 examples. Make it just a little bit easier to look across the board at once at all of them. I'll just explain the color coding on that. So as you can see, the 2016, 2025 across the board, what the 2016 is what we currently have on the books, what's proposed under 2025. The shaded green on there is just to indicate that those were connection fees, not actual impact fees. As you go across to the fast food and the grocery store, the per 1,000 square foot calculation is in that sort of orange color. And then if you look at the blue line is a 3,000 square foot fast food restaurant. That's what it would actually equate to, both current and your existing 2016 and what it would look like under the 2025 proposed. And as you go down with the water and sewer, the average 5 ERCs would change the base single ERC of 6579 to 32,000. Yes, and then the same thing goes for the grocery store with 1,000 per 1,000 square feet. That's how it's calculated. Would be you take that 5,701 and a 30,000 square foot grocery store would then be $171,000. And then once again, you have no impact fee in 2016 for water and wastewater, and in 2025, the proposal would add an additional $46,000 for water, wastewater. So that sort of gives you what, just a snapshot of what it would look like. And then the bottom where it's the equivalent residential connection is straight out of your code. That's what is defined in your code with the gallons, and that's how it's calculated out. So that's right out of your current code. One of the other things that I did to make it a little bit easier is just because I know that the pricing is somewhat sticker shock, and I know that the commission does have concerns for economic development and trying to stimulate economic development without scaring away potential developers and potential folks. Now, you can adopt the 2025 report as the maximum of what it is. You do not have to adopt those fees. You accept the report that is what the maximum is. But you can choose to adopt less. Statute, the Florida statute says that you can only incrementally increase by 25%, up to 50%. Anything more than 50%, you have to show extraordinary reasons why you go over 50%. And you can do that, the report can show that. Number one, you have a 10-year gap between your moratorium collections, and you can show that, excuse me, the increase in, the economy has changed, price increases have happened over the years, the cost of road improvements, the cost of water sewer development has increased dramatically. And those are your two really big items when we look at the impact fees. It's roads and your water sewer. So those are really two big ticket items. What this chart is right out of the report. It's table 3.7 out of the report. I just picked roadway impact fees as a comparison. You have your existing road impact fees, the proposed impact fees, and the percent change between 2016 and 2025, which is just shown there. Now, if you notice, there are about 4 categories in there that actually went down under the new report. They didn't increase, they actually decreased by a percentage. Those are shown in red. What I also did was I took that 25 incremental increase that's allowed by statute, and I did the column. So if you chose to say, okay, we want to just do a 25% incremental increase from 2016, this is what those numbers would look like. So you can choose as a policy to not, you accept the report as this is your report to move forward with reestablishing your impact fees. But then you can say, we just want to go either 10%, we want to go 20%, we want to go 25%, with the stipulation that we reserve the right to revisit this and increase it at a later date, maybe a year, 2 years, 3 years from now, to the next 25% or the next 10%, up to that 50% cap. But that is discretionary at the commission level. And what I would recommend is when you do your adoption ordinance, you state that specifically in there, the reasons why you have chosen to not accept the full amount, that you have accepted a lower amount, if that is your decision, because you are looking to stimulate the economy, you want to increase economic development, you want to stimulate some of the growth within the city and encourage some development. So that's the reason why you adopted a lesser number as opposed to the full amount. Also too, because some of these numbers are well in excess of the 50% limit that statute allows.
Yeah.
Okay. You ready for questions?
Yes, sir.
Commissioner Nugent?
I really, not really thrilled with the numbers. That's all I say, and so I have really.
Well,
nothing to say
that's
to
the
them.
options that he's given
Yeah.
us. If we don't like those numbers,
I
then we can come up
don't,
with.
yes, and like I said, we got money, we spending on road money, fund already created, we already charged increased water and that, every couple of years we increase water and that already on residents. And also, so some of them things we already do, but now we're gonna add on top of it, you know, I just don't agree with it, but I mean, some of the stuff, I'll look at it, but some of it I don't agree with, I'll have to look at it real closely.
Okay. Commissioner Overstreet?
Well, I hate to do the 25%, but we do need to do something. So I propose some type of increase. That's just my thought.
Commissioner Milner?
Well, I have been a proponent of impact fees for 35 years. And I've had occasion, like you, Mayor, because of my jobs, to do extensive travel throughout the 67 counties of Florida over the last 30 years. Some counties more than others, and those counties, some of which have had explosive growth, some of which have had smaller. But I look around us, and for those of you who didn't know, you just read in the Telegraph or on social media about the planned unit development, mixed unit that Avery Roberts and Associates are planning for the Western Duval, Southern Baker, and just a smidgen of Nassau. And you're talking about mixed unit, but still 5,000 units of houses and condominiums, grocery stores. In essence, it's going to be a city bigger than Starke, with almost twice the population that we have. Now, there's a build-out time frame, as there is with every PUD or planned unit development. But I have seen these pop up in a matter of years. We look at, St. John's and Flagler, and there's 4 or 5 going on right now. Clay has at least 2 that I know of, immediately adjacent to 9A, or the new, State Road 23, the toll road that's gonna run from I-10 all the way to 95, south of St. Augustine. And those 2 are also, as according to Clay County and all of their planning folks and what's been in the newspaper and so forth, has over 10,000 homes, basically in what we know as the Middleburg to Kent landing area that's not otherwise prohibited by the military. Now we're getting much closer than St. Johns County. Those of you that have been up to Silverleaf and St. John's and see what happened in 5 years, and now that their commission has approved, ostensibly, I believe the record would have to correct me, a doubling of that to 10,000 homes. I think they're already at their 5,000 now. But homes, times 2.5 to 3 people per home. And when you look at the roads traveled, for what Chris and Mike and what infrastructure has given us tonight, the consulting. And by the way, those of you sitting out here and those in the public that will subsequently review the actions of this commission, all of this is public information that you need to look at. A lot of it is boring numbers for people, unlike Mr. Sparks back there, the assistant city manager over infrastructure. But when you're looking at the cost of the valves and the connection. You said something, Chris, in your initial remarks about we have connection fees.
Correct.
These weren't your words, you said they were low, extremely low. I'm gonna tell you, they're unbelievable cheap. And Mr. Mayor, I never wanna put staff on notice back there, but I think that, Mr. Lance could tell us how some of these people who have moved in the last couple of years corporately said, well, how much is the impact fee? And when Lance or another official told them we didn't have any, they were shocked and fully expecting to pay some reasonable impact fee. So I would say this in summation. Number one is a reminder, no one currently living here or owning a store or business in the city will pay these fees unless they build a new building, add on significant, so forth. Okay? So existing residents and existing businesses will not be impacted monetarily. You're going to be impacted by the new people coming in, and you won't be impacted monetarily. You're already paying, as Mr. Nugent correctly surmised, wastewater and other fees that go up incrementally each year. By ordinance, they have to cover our cost of wastewater and water sewer expansion, as well as our electric. But I do not believe that whatever we adopt, unless we really get stupid with it, and I know in this commission we're not going to do that, I agree with Ms. Overstreet 100%. We have got to implement fees. We have simply got to decide based upon the totality of the information presented to us in a statutorily allowable way, and based upon advice, as always, from our council. We just need to decide what the amounts are going to be. And that doesn't mean that every commissioner is going to vote for it. I get that. But I am in favor of impact fees as they are fair to municipalities and counties as we grow, and we will. And the local existing citizens should not have to absorb the fees that it's going to take to run our roads, our parks, and the rest of it. So I know that was long, Mr. Mayor. I apologize.
We've been over here 3 minutes. No, I concur with Commissioner Miller. Effectively, and not to drag things out, this is an impact fee. It's for the impact that, comes to our system, our systems as they go forward. For us to not do it, effectively what we are doing is we are taxing our current residents.
Right.
Okay, they are having to absorb the impact, okay? This is to offset that. What I would propose, so we don't have sticker shock. And let me draw back one more, because Commissioner Milner brought up a good point, is in the 10 years that we haven't had impact fees, it has not spurred more growth. A lot of times when you do certain things, if you say, hey, there's no impact fee, people may be like, well, why is there no impact fee? What are we trying to sell here? Is it really that good? Are things that good that we don't have to have it? Or do they need people that badly that we're gonna do it? And it winds up working against us. So, and I've done some studies with our adjacent counties and looking at them, and this is right on with what everybody else is charging, okay? And what I would propose is that we still maintain that attractiveness as we go back to the levels that we had in 2016 plus 25%. And then we can see how that looks in a year or so, because we want to do it based on those numbers to stimulate growth, to encourage growth, but we're not gonna max it out at this time based on the figures that are being presented in the report. So, as was already stated to us, I propose that we accept the report as it stands and go with the 2016 rates plus 25%. So I would accept that in a form of a motion.
Discussion only tonight, this is.
Yeah, I would just,
Discussion only.
yeah, I would bring it back I want to bring it back to the December 16th meeting.
We can.
Because we have to follow an ordinance and actually implement the program, and that's the process behind the scenes that we're waiting until.
Your vote to accept the report?
Yeah, we vote to accept the report, but I want y'all to keep thinking about how we move forward.
Yeah. Then, Mr. Mayor, I would make a motion, we accept the report from Infrastructure Consulting and Engineering regarding the City of Starke impact fee study.
Okay? We have
And
a
I would
motion.
second
We have a motion by Commissioner Milner with a second by Commissioner Overstreet. Do we have further discussion?
Yes, my biggest thing is I want to look at the numbers, take my time to look at the numbers again, get with Drew, because, you know, I know you said you're going 25% above what they already paid. We're paying in 2016, so I want to see what the numbers fall, because I want to make sure that, we are, you know, we'll probably have to do something, but I want to make sure we have the numbers.
Okay. Any
Man,
other?
I'd just like to add to Chris and Michael and Infrastructure Consultants, thank you. Very thorough report. Again, there's a lot of numbers, which as both of you know, and it doesn't insult your intelligence for me to say so, most people find extremely boring. But David back there is gonna look at the cost of these force mains and the gravity mains, and Drew, I assure you, because they are expensive.
We're still not gonna cover it.
Yeah, no.
And I made the example with you all individually before. You know, I could go out right now and spend $100 million and barely touch the citizen on water, on sewer, on electric. That's the sad reality that we're in. So, just want to keep that in perspective.
I just want to thank them, I think it's a good report.
Do we have any public comment?
And I might just add one more thing, sir. There is a notice requirement on this. There's a 90-day notice requirement.
Yep.
So whenever you implement this, there's a 90-day period where, before you can start collecting any fees.
Right.
Yeah.
Thank you, sir.
Yes, sir.
Any public comment?
Yeah, I've got something, actually got a question.
For Chris or for us?
For Chris.
Okay.
Alvin Hunter, 455 West Price Street. You didn't include law enforcement.
That's correct, sir.
Okay, we still, it's in our budget to pay the county for the sheriffs.
Can you explain that?
Why can't we include law enforcement in there?
They're collecting their own fees for that. So that's part of the agreement that the city has with that.
Right.
You can't double dip as a.
Bradford County already collects for
Yeah, so it's part of their
law
impact fees.
enforcement.
Even though we're paying them to.
Yes, sir.
Ours is tied to ad valorem taxes rather than this.
Okay, all right. Also, just to back up what Commissioner Colonel, my military mind's kicking in, Commissioner Warner said, I agree with the impact fees. Because it's not fair for you to ask me to pay for somebody's work, okay, so they can charge me money to come to their facility. It just doesn't make sense to me. So, thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Hunter. Anybody else? All right, so we have a motion on the floor with a second. There's no further discussion. All those in favor say aye. Aye. Any opposed?
No, I ain't opposed, as long as it's a discussion on it.
Yeah, this is the acceptance of the report,
You stop the support, I'm
and then we'll
fine.
have later to establish the numbers. And then also, like Chris said, even once that's established, you'll have a 90-day period before collection occurs. Okay?
4-0.
All right, motion passes 4-0.
Thank you.
Thank you, commissioners.
Thank you, sir.
Chris,
You all have a
Thank you.
happy Thanksgiving.
Thank you.
All right,
Safe trip back.
Thank you.
Mr. Mullins, I think you had
Yeah.
bill comparison.
Just real quick, you all seen some packets before as far as the FMEA electric bill comparisons, comparing all the localities in the state that have municipal power along with FPL and TECO. And again, you'll see us as the fourth lowest for the month of September.
Second page. With the fourth lowest and statements in terms of municipal.
And this is for information
Yeah, just
purposes,
information.
correct?
Just to give the highlight, and again, this is just the electric, you know, everybody doing, with the, keep in mind the utility bills, water and sewer, electric, garbage. So, the electric portion, again, is the fourth lowest in the state.
Well, and even it looks like the year comparison, we're still in the lower 1/3.
Yep, absolutely.
The whole year.
Absolutely.
Any questions or comments for Mr. Mullins on the electric rates? Yeah, thank you for your continued involvement in that, your role on that board. It's very important that we stay plugged in on that, obviously, as that is, one of one of the things that systems that we own, obviously, so, our enterprise. All right, if we don't have anything else, I think next was public safety, Mr. Mueller.
City clerk.
Did I, oh, sorry.
It's
I'll
okay,
come back to you.
it's okay, you can come back to me, let's go ahead.
No, go ahead, Ms. Thompson, I apologize.
Mine is very short. You guys have in your packet just a reminder of the RJE lunch on Friday. They had asked for all commissioners and public officials. And then the ARC fundraiser on December 2nd. If anybody will make that, we'd love to have you guys
Where is that at?
at the Women's Club.
I'll be on town.
I know, and I do know that there's a League of Cities.
Oh,
Also, a reminder.
December 2nd, it would have been our, I'm sorry,
Right.
Mr. Mayor, it would have been our next meeting, but that's the ARC fundraiser at the Women's Club.
Oh,
At 6 o'clock.
You can give
Also-
Chrissy if you want to afterwards and give.
Correct. A reminder that we have a deadline for December 1st for our ethics training. I know Commissioner Milner will not. Commissioner Overstreet and myself are going. I know you guys are out of town. Are you participating?
I think y'all moved it to the 18th, wasn't it?
It is, but I need to know
Oh,
today.
yeah, I'm going.
Okay. Thank you. That's
I
all.
said they were serving tomahawk steak, so.
I'm all in.
Bob, we're still doing the
All right, yeah.
television.
That's all I have, sir.
All right. I'm just kidding. Public safety, Captain Mueller.
Mr. Mayor, Commission, I'm here at y'all's pleasure to answer any questions, concerns that you may have. I'll begin by saying there was a gentleman here that raised a concern about animals on Landing Street in that area, Saratoga Heights, some time back, or last meeting.
Yes, sir.
And our animal control took that very seriously, as they always do. That homeowner has since replaced a window in the house to prevent canines from getting out, and has also replaced a fence, as I've been briefed by animal control. We're continuing to monitor that situation. They've also been told about the penalties to happen should these canines get out again.
Yes, sir.
And if you have any other questions, concerns, I am here for you.
Thank you, sir.
Any questions or comments for
I'll give
Captain?
you that.
Captain Mueller, as always, thank you. I appreciate you guys' vigilance and, being proactive in what you're doing and staying in contact with us.
Yes, sir.
Thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Attorney,
I have nothing to say.
ethics training on the 18th.
Ethics training on the 18th, thank you.
All right. All right. Commissioner reports, Commissioner Overstreet.
I would just like to say thank you for everyone for being patient with me and giving me my time to be, but thank you.
We're glad to have you here. You're welcome. And I look forward to working with you. All right, Commissioner Milner.
I would like to say to those that, in any way, put on, Chrissy and Drew and all the ladies here, excellent meal today, next door for holiday luncheon slash, I always think of it as an employee appreciation. So they certainly deserve it. But anyway, great job, everybody enjoyed it. And I think Chrissy's covered the other upcoming events. Did we cover that New Year's
It's
thing?
in the consent agenda.
Yeah, I mean, we're not gonna know about that, though,
If
okay.
you'd like to.
No. I'm good. Thank you, Mayor.
All right, Commissioner Nugent.
Like I say, I know y'all had a great dinner today. Sorry I missed it. I had a doctor's appointment I had to be at. So sorry about that. I'd love to have been there for the employees and for the staff, all of them. Also, I want to mention, Florida League of Cities, we're gonna have it the 4th and 5th in Orlando. I believe most everybody's going. I'll be there a day late because I'll be out of town, so I'll be catching up with y'all down there. Also, Ms. Mueller, thank you for what you was working on. I'll get with you after about some other stuff. Appreciate that very much. And I think that our zoning department's doing a good job, and I think the impact fees will make a difference, but I just want to make sure the numbers are correct, that they're, 25% is a fair 25%. But also, I don't want the city residents, I know these won't be ones that's already current living there, so it's an additional fee for the ones that's not residents, like Mr. Miller said. So I appreciate it, and that's it. Thank you.
All right, thank you, sir.
By the way, David and I ate enough for you today, though, so.
All right, that's good, that's good.
Cheyenne's cake there.
Over the weekend, we had the paddleball tournament. I'm sorry, they use the paddles to hit the.
You're right, okay, all right.
It's close.
And they use wiffle balls. So I'm not sure exactly what we were playing, but it looked reminiscent of tennis on a small scale, so. But they had a good turnout.
They did have-
I'm not sure how much they raised, I didn't hear a number, but.
I think it was about $750
Okay.
for,
And then,
Hero, holidays for Heroes.
so, good turnout there. The weather was cool, but it warmed up. And then right next door, we had Kiwanis doing the ribs, so that was a good weekend. I want to thank everybody for their participation there.
They were good ribs.
Just a reminder, again, of December 13th is the Christmas parade, and that is at 6 p.m. Ms. Thompson.
Yes, sir.
Okay. And no throwing of candy. If you want anything to do with candy, go to the candy stations or ride with the sheriff. So,
No, that's where I'm pointing to Kevin, but
I work for the sheriff, not the other way around.
Take in a wagon, carry
But
it.
other than that, we're good. We're getting to the holiday season. Again, I will remind you, even though we voted on it earlier, our first meeting in December will not occur. So our next meeting will be December 16th. And other than that, that's all I have. I'll entertain a motion.
Motion to adjourn.
All right, we adjourn.